Hello, I'm Dr. Hazel Talbot. I'm one of the Embrace Transport Consultants. Embrace is the Yorkshire and Humber Infant and Children's Transport Service. And I'm very excited to be helping TCAA and Embrace celebrate World Prematurity Day. Embrace are the regional transport service for babies and children who need critical care in the whole of Yorkshire and Humber. We cover a population of 5.5 million people, which is about 1.1 million children and babies. Most of our work, about 2/3 of our work, involves babies, and of that, about 500 to 700 babies need intensive care in Yorkshire and Humber every year. We cover a large geographical area, and so that's why we like to work with the Children's Air Ambulance, because we can fly out to those children and we can fly them to the intensive care units that they need to go to. Really lucky at Embrace to be part of Sheffield Children's Foundation Trust. They really support the work that we do with the Children's Air Ambulance and all the flying that we do. And in fact, we're really excited because Sheffield Children's are building a helipad at Sheffield Children's. So that means that we'll be able to do even more flights and we'll be able to be even more efficient with getting our patients to where they're needed in region. Working with TCAA is that we can now achieve transfers a lot quicker by helicopter than we would be able to by road. Lots of pregnant ladies travel, they have family, they go on holiday, and sometimes they have their babies early when they're not expecting to, quite far away from the hospital where they booked to have their baby. So working with the Children's Air Ambulance when the baby's fit and well enough, we can go out with the Children's Air Ambulance, pick their babies up and bring them back to their home unit. And that's a real advantage to working with the Children's Air Ambulance, those repatriations that we do, as well as the intensive care transfers that we do within our own region. All our transfers start here from base by loading into an ambulance, so all our transfers start by road. But then we drive to meet the Children's Air Ambulance and we load this incubator onto the Children's Air Ambulance, and we can fly all over the UK and cover really long distances in quite short spaces of time that we couldn't achieve by road. Often we'll take the TCAA incubator out to our neonatal units who are quite far away from us, and then at the same time we'll be tasking the Children's Air Ambulance to come and help us move the child from that hospital to the intensive care unit. We have done quite a lot of incubator flights. It's been a real bonus. Before we had the incubator, babies under a certain weight, we weren't able to fly them because we didn't have the equipment to fly really small babies and keep them warm at the same time. So the incubator has been a massive boon for us. It's really increased the number of flights that we've been able to do for our patients with the Children's Air Ambulance. This is the incubator system that we've got via TCAA. And basically it's a big, lovely, warm box, so we can keep the babies and the premature babies nice and warm, and we can also see them. I'll put the cover down in a minute. It's also got all our equipment that we need. Behind there is a little suction unit, so we can do suction if we need to. We've got our monitor here, and this is our ventilator as well, so if the baby needs respiratory support, we can deliver that, whether it's through a breathing tube or whether it's a little mask to give the baby some pressure to keep their precious airways open. And then at the back here we've got our pumps. These are nice little pumps, they're nice and light so that they don't carry too much weight in the aircraft. If the babies are really, really sick, at the back here we've got a place where we can put our nitric system, which helps some of our little tiny babies with their breathing, and some of our term babies as well. Behind that we've got our oxygen supply, so we can plug into oxygen and we can give as much oxygen as we need on the road or during transfers. Okay, so we've got a nice cover. This cover's really good because it's nice and waterproof, so we take the incubator outside when we're loading the helicopter, and you can see we've got a really great system for keeping the baby nice and safe and secure. We've got a light. It's very important actually, it's quite dark in here and we can be in some quite dark places, and so that's where the baby sits, and underneath is a nice warming heater which keeps the atmosphere in the incubator as warm as possible. So that's where the baby sits, and then through these portholes we put all our monitoring that we might need and also our respiratory support. It's quite a modern incubator. Incubator design's not changed much in the last 30 years, but this one's quite a modern one. It's got a panel here where we can look at the temperature. We can turn the temperature of the incubator up. So if you're a very small premature baby, it's very difficult to keep yourself warm, so you'll need a nice high temperature. So that's our incubator in a nutshell.
I'm Rebecca, I'm one of the senior transport nurses at Embrace. I used the incubator for the first time a couple of months ago, moving a 33-week baby gestation from the south of the country to the north of the country. So I liked the incubator from the nest. It was easy access to the baby, you could see everything, they looked very snug and comfortable, and the vision from the sides of the incubator was also useful because we had somebody with us that I was doing some training with, who was her first flight, so she could see what we were doing also during the transfer. So I just want to wish everybody a happy World Prematurity Day. It's really nice to work with the units, the families and obviously the babies who amaze us every day.